the No Invite Podcast. Yeah.
Season 4, The Process.
Back at it. No Invite Podcast, episode 132. We are back, and we're in mid-season form, rare form over here. We have Hot Momma in the building when she was here last week, so she's slowly improving. She's gonna get a star next to her name pretty soon for attendance. This other person though, she might not have. She's starting brand new from a blank slate. So
blank. Whoa,
blank slate right now.
Don't do Ann like that. She put her work in last week, even without being here. We used your
we did
some
shout
of the
you out
topics,
too.
You know what I mean? So
exactly.
Ann still puts her work in, even when she can't be here.
Yeah, we got the best kept secret. How we doing?
Yes, I'm back. I'm doing all right.
She was our guy in the chair, or a woman in the chair when last week she was hooking up the topics, and I appreciate it because we did. I think we used like 3 of them, right?
Yeah, we did.
Like,
We sure the fuck did.
that helps. You gotta understand something. We're a team over here, so if you're not able to physically be here, a little bit of participation goes a long way and helps carry it. Because I was totally unprepared last week. You feel me? Hit that weed and be careful with it because it's very.
Yeah, I forgot.
Hey,
I'm gonna
be careful.
get what's the word?
Secondhand?
Secondhand high. Thank you.
Mm-mm.
Happily high? Or no?
Yeah, it's called contact.
Contact,
Yes.
there you go.
That's
the
what
one.
it is, and yeah, you probably are.
I'm probably
Yeah, you
Everything's
might
close.
just.
So
Especially that one, I put wax in that one.
You
just
put
saying.
wax in here?
Mhm. So it's a little infused.
oh my
It tastes
goodness.
yummy.
So
Very good.
speaking of wax,
Very good. Yes.
I went and took
Jamaica
one
is
of the
good.
kids. They had some stuff going on with their ears, and so they cleaned out their ear.
Oh yeah, they
I
broke a
did
little
not know
newspaper.
wax stink. When they were cleaning out, I was
Okay.
like, "Oh my god, that is gross! Ew!"
Let us get this shit straight.
I'm repulsed right now. What made
two
you...
different kind of waxes we're talking about.
Woo, shooting from the hip. Let's go.
This is concentrated marijuana.
She's high
Wax.
already.
This is not earwax. I would assume earwax stinks just because it's like has no real purpose. Really, it's just
It totally has a purpose.
It definitely
what's the
has
purpose?
It collects.
That's
the
why
waste
we got
going
Google.
inside your ear. Like if there's any debris and things like that, it's like mocos. Like the mocos that go inside your nose are protecting you from all that stuff going inside your brain and stuff. So that's what the earwax does too. Is it protects?
Oh, is that really what it's for?
Totally, dude.
Okay.
I mean, I'm like 90% sure.
You know what? And that's
only-
good enough for me.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
only
as-
reason why I'm not super sure is because I'm, I could be wrong, right?
It's
But
all right. We all could be wrong, but
I'm pretty positive it
there's no
has
judgment.
a purpose for sure.
No, I'm sure it does.
All of our fluids have a purpose.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's your job to spread those fluids everywhere as
To know their
frequently as
purpose.
possible,
To know the purpose.
to know where
God.
what. Yeah, we were just talking about when we just having a conversation something similar to
I don't
this
know.
before.
What do you mean?
All right, never mind. This is the No Invite Podcast. We're back. We got the best kept secret. We got Hot Momma. Thank you both for making it. I know it's been a little sporadic for what the fuck we've been doing, but we are here. We're able to give the people another action-packed episode. Like I'm gonna start getting in my narrator mode, or Morgan Freeman type shit. But yeah. So how was your week? I mean, we're gonna say how was your whole fucking month? Cause you've been,
How's your life been? Okay.
Secret Millionaire, her and Patty, just cruising the world and shit.
Saving one
Listen.
damsel in distress after the next, or what is it that the Avengers do?
I don't be saving hoes.
Yeah, we don't-
I didn't say
I was
hoes.
Hey, even the Avengers don't save hoes.
Right. Oh my God, you were right about earwax. That's weird.
Thank you for confirming that. I love that.
Thank you for not believing her enough to have to go.
okay, I'm used to it.
She said
I am
middle of a
90%.
podcast.
I'm used
she said
to
90%.
people.
She said 90%.
Anne's like, I need to know 99.9% sure.
Listen, I needed to know because I was confused.
right.
But no. So life has been moving. It has been up and down. It has had good points and low points. And I think now I will say I feel like I was operating in fear for a little bit. And so I just wasn't doing what I felt like I was supposed to do. And now I'm like trying to get back to like
And what does
regular
that
life.
mean? Like break it down for a person. Like what does it mean when you're operating out of fear?
I feel like I had instances that put me in a space where I was kind of always paranoid, and I have to always be fearful of the what ifs
Trying to make
instead of really kind of like trying to embrace them or try to like live more solution based where I could still live. Like to me, operating out of fear was making it so that I wasn't living. So
you were reacting more than you were just just being.
So I let go of at one point I was working in a shop, and I let that go. Like just know I hadn't been promoting Nasa opulent aesthetics because I didn't want people coming to any of the spaces where I live. And it kind of got to the point of like, how do you as a business owner make money if nobody is able to come to give you the money for you to provide the service?
Yeah.
Like, so it was more so just like, I started switching up my routine. I was like wasting gas, driving out of the way. So I wasn't doing the same drive all the time or like, yeah, it was just a lot of things that were, I feel like I was stifling myself and just kind of like always on alert. So like it was a good thing though, because I did learn. I was living like in this like happy bubble of like la la land. I was not living in reality. So like making sure certain securities were in place for me and my kids. I didn't do any of those things before. I just kind of lived in my happy bubble. Yeah. And now I realize like, it's kind of good that I'm like aware of how vulnerable I allowed myself to be. And so now I'm conscious of it. So it kind of gives me a little bit of like, I can breathe because now I know kind of different things to do. It also helped me talk to my kids about like different things that they need to know, like certain conversations I wasn't having. Like I had stranger danger, but what if
it's not
like
a stranger?
What if it's not a stranger? Or what if there's a fire? Or what if there's so many different little conversations that I think I just wasn't having?
But isn't that like living out of functioning out of fear too, though? Or is that, or am I wrong? Like, because
what
the reason why, like, you're having these conversations, stuff that and you haven't had because you said that you were living like in a happy bubble and stuff like that. But isn't like having these conversations kind of like living out of fear?
Yes.
Maneuvering out of fear. But I'm not saying it in the wrong way, because a lot of people don't understand when you say that that's a survival mechanism.
Right.
And a lot of times we grew up our whole time in that, with that kind of trauma and that kind of mind state or mentality. And we don't realize how unfortunate that is sometimes, because we don't really, get to enjoy certain things.
Right. And I feel like so I guess that's why I said it was like good and bad, because even though I was operating out of fear, there's certain life skills that I feel like I grew up that was given to me that I wasn't given to my kids. And so now I'm trying to make sure that I'm mindful. Like, they... No,
like, and you're right, though. Like, we were the ones that used to sweat like fire safety, earthquake safety. Like we grew up on all that shit, and I feel like it's not emphasized as much anymore. And I don't know, it's because they're not trying to scare nobody or scare these kids or whatever the case. But that even
check it out in the schools, because I'm a preschool teacher. They do shelter in place now, like where I would have to gather all these babies and bring them into the closet in case somebody came on like a lockdown. And so not only are they like doing fire safeties and evacuation drills, but now they're even doing shelters in place drills where they're hiding these fucking kids in the closet and shit like that. It was like, what are we doing almost? Like I get that we need to prepare for the worst or whatever, but are we really realistically thinking that we're about to shove some babies inside of a closet if there's a stranger on campus that's going to be harmful and that's going to be helpful? Like, I don't know. For me, I feel like I want to get the fuck out of there. I'm not barricading myself in no room like that. Like, it was hella weird to me. I didn't agree with it. I mean, I'm just getting paid, so I do what I do.
Well, it doesn't feel safe. And think about it like this. It's tough.
But you also got to remember, when you put yourself out there, and be mindful. Like, if you're a preschool, like at preschool age, most of them, they're not even paying attention. They're running everywhere. So there was an incident where we were at, I was working out of a different shop. And when I was working there, there were gunshots that were outside. It was not inside. They weren't aiming at the building, but a young girl was getting her hair done. That young girl, we're screaming, get down, get down. She's so paranoid. She's kind of running around in circles like, oh my God, what do I do? And we had to like physically snatch her down just in case, because we don't like, a bullet can go anywhere. So I think the putting them in like a shelter in place is because if you have 10 kids in the classroom, you can't guarantee how they're going to respond. And so it's safer to get them all in one space than to try to take them to another space.
Well, what I really like is they had for like the fires or like evacuation is we would throw the babies inside the cribs and just fucking hustle their ass out. And I'm like, let me throw these babies in a crib real fast. Like, if I could do it for a fire, like, why can't I do it for?
Because you could probably outrun a fire. You're not going to
down the hallway. Then what you
gonna
do?
So if he knocks you down, then
I'm just kidding.
she start popping weed. She start getting her
doing
cuts
zigzags.
Because the problem, I think the problem with with a fire, we know everybody have to get out. With a gunman, you don't know where they are. You don't know how fast they're gonna move. You don't know which corner they're gonna hit. So if you catch them in the hallway, then it's kind of like, oh
we're
God,
all exposed.
We all exposed, and we all gotta die.
I understand what you're saying though, because
it does
no one
make
likes
sense
to be
though.
a
Because give me away.
but it's just so hard probably to get all the kids and move them in one place fast enough because like for those reasons that she said. So I don't like it either. But see, the thing is also is like how we're saying is like, you know, knowing how to react when guns went off. That was something that we were taught, unfortunately, as children.
Yeah,
it's that survival thing.
Exactly, and it's unfortunate because we try to remove our kids from that kind of situation, that lifestyle, but we have to realize that it doesn't matter if you're living in that kind of situation or in that kind of area or not. What is your first reaction when a gun starts going off, regardless? Because you've seen a lot of these people getting shot at grocery stores and these mass shootings at church where you're least likely to expect something like that to happen. Having those talks is probably moving out of fear, but it's in a good way because you're teaching your kids how to react. Unfortunate as it is that you have to do that, we still have to teach our children how to react in these situations and how to get down when you hear gunfire and not be fucking Curious George and stick your head up to see what's going on, or even worse nowadays, try to film the shit. Like people be doing, because that's how they say it before. They say when we were kids, they say it right now. Bullets ain't got no name, so you could catch something that wasn't intended for you, and it doesn't make no difference. You still caught it. You know.
And even like when you inside your home, if somebody come in, what do you do?
Exactly.
And I didn't even, these are all questions. Like, I definitely didn't think about
my daughter will tell you what to do if somebody comes in our house. I swear
Really?
to God. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you guys right now what she'll say, but she's hella funny. She'll tell me sometimes.
She got the plan already? Like,
bro, she's ready. I'm like, what the fuck is your life?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. See, my kids, when I first asked the first question, I was like, so if someone breaks in, what do you do? And they were like, well, I'm going to tell you because if they came in the house, then that means they're trespassing. And I'm like,
hey, you handle my
tell
lightweight.
me, like, what?
They're like, hey, mom,
Yeah, like,
Mom got it.
I shouldn't be.
Y'all fucked up. Y'all broke into the wrong house.
So
do
like,
you know who my mom is?
And even like learning little stuff, like so I know for me, I've never been like, you know, the gun girl. But I've learned from some of my friends that by the time their kids are 12, they are teaching them like how to use guns, how to assemble them, gun safety. They take them out. They go like duck hunting or shooting or something like that. I like, y'all do that? I did not know. I didn't know that some of the birds that they was bringing home when I was eating was like a bird you killed.
Yeah. I shot this motherfucker
Right.
earlier.
So what was
Looked him
crazy
dead in
for
his
me
face as he
was
took
like
his last
when
breath.
I moved away and people started using guns for kind of like what their purpose is for, you know what I mean, for hunting or for protecting themselves. Because where I grew up, people only had guns to kill each other, like, right? So you're not teaching your kids like how to use this gun to kill somebody unless you're really with the shit or something. But like these fucking people in other places are like really teaching their kids how to like go hunting and do all these things with the guns and things, and it's really fucking cool, I think.
And it has to do really with just our laws out here. You know, the laws out here are the way they are, and I think because crack was so in the 80s and shit and all these bills that they passed, it was so bad out here that you know, they had to do something or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a pro gun control and I'm not anti gun control, I guess you could say. I'm more like, if you're able to own a firearm legally, please exercise your right and learn how to do so and teach your kids. And exactly how you said, I think the fact that we make such a big deal out of firearms out here and it's like such a thing that, you know, it's almost coveted by people. You get what I'm saying? Like to be able to have one and ride around with one. It's like, you know, like, so to be able to educate our kids in the right way and just teach them, because I mean, just being responsible is like knowing how to react. You see somebody waving a gun, how to get out of there, how to fucking dechamber a gun or something. You know what I mean? Shit like that. I think that's important. Period. And it's funny how much we rely on each other for everyday things to continue to play out and be what we consider normal day-to-day things, and it's easy. It's crazy how easily something could change all that in the blink of an eye, whether it's a mass shooting or whatever the case might be that would change, or a school shooting, whatever. So it's kind of wild. It's wild, y'all.
Well, yeah.
Defend yourself, like. And we could even talk about like how you were talking. We'll talk about it later in the topics and stuff like that. But California is a different breed when it comes to this fucking gun shit and everything, and just the laws in general. We're kind of wild, man, out here. You see all the homeless people. You see all the crazy and wild shit that they're condoning and allowing out here, and then they wonder why the quality of life is the way it is. Is because you're just letting any and everybody do whatever the fuck they want.
Right. You're not putting any restrictions. And that is so problematic. But
that's been a topic I feel like recently, is that a lot of people are noticing that people are pretty much just doing whatever the fuck they want, and it is what it is. Like,
well, it's because they decriminalized. I forgot what it was, but they decriminalized. I mean, it takes more now for you to be charged. So you could cause more damage now. You could steal more. You could walk out the store with more before they could actually charge you. And I think they're not supposed to. That's why I was confused about our topic, and we'll talk about it later too. But that's kind of wild. Anyways, is that it? That was your week?
I mean, that
was your whole
week.
That was your whole life.
Your whole life.
Yeah, that was like your whole fucking.
This was like my life the whole season. But on a happier note, I'm back to being for the streets.
Oh shit!
So it's about to be lit.
Summer 2023, the campaign begins.
Oh, and summer 2023 is kicking off with Grease, and I'm so excited.
Woo! Get you a Greek goddess.
Yes, I am. No, goddess is a girl.
Oh, you're right, Greek god.
Yes.
I mean that too. Whatever.
I mean, listen, it's
she's
whatever
really
happens.
She's really don't got no preference.
I really don't. Like, give me a little bit of liquor and I'm cool with all of it.
A little bit of both, bitch.
But I did say shit. I'm going to take me a box of condoms, and I'm taking them to Greece. Because if my grown woman want to be on some grown woman, then I got to grown woman it.
So you finna say if somebody's out there gonna catch the coochie, you gonna throw it there?
Man, listen, I just got done saying I'm gonna be 103 still throwing this ass in a circle. So for sure, while I'm in Greece at this age, I'm ready, and I'm super excited because I feel like with everything that has happened, I need a break because I've had it just feel like everything kind of started happening back to back.
That's how
and so now I'm at the point where like I just want to take a day.
You got some calm coming, and you want to
calm.
Yes.
Do you have anything super duper planned, or like you're just gonna go out there and wing it?
Oh, I'm kind of winging it, but I'm going with other people. But the only thing that I'm super excited about doing is there is this like flowing dress photo shoot that
I've seen those.
Yes, and you do it when you're in Santorini, and it's on top of like those classic white buildings that you see for Greece, and they give you a colored dress, which mine is going to be green and yellow, just so y'all know.
Beautiful. I can't wait to see those.
Yes, and I'll get to like take my photo on top, and like I'm really juiced about that because I'm like I'm gonna be up there like looking snatched and all kind of stuff. So I've been like at the gym, I've been working out, I've been switching up and like changing my diet because I'm like, but I do feel like one of my biggest problems is gonna be when I get out there because I haven't been drinking like that.
So you're gonna be a lightweight.
Yeah, and that's so fucked up, right? I'm like,
kind of good though, so that way you'll save some money on alcohol.
That's true. Yeah, that's actually kind of good though. Yeah, because you're not gonna. It's not even that. It's just overall because when you drink, you spend a lot of money just. Period.
No, for real.
And then you don't want to feel like shit while you're on vacation either. So maybe not drinking.
Oh no, I already bought some BC powder. The bounce back will be serious.
Some what powder?
BC powder.
I don't know what that is.
Oh my God, you don't know how to bounce yourself back? So girl, BC powder and some water, you'll be perfectly fine. Okay. Do you know what BC powder is?
I have no idea what the fuck you talking about.
What?
BC
okay, so
powder?
it's like basically like taking imagine
what does the
like
B and the C stand for?
Yeah, that's what I really want to know.
I can make something up like big cock. I don't know.
That's the first thing that came to my mind too.
Two hours you fucking work with two women.
Yeah. So no, BC powder is like basically kind of like taking like a powdered form. Maybe aspirin would be a good way to explain it. It's just in a powdered form. It gets into your system almost immediately. You literally like pop it to the back of your throat, drink water, and you'll be back.
I know how to pop it to the back of my throat. Let's go. That's all you had to say.
Oh, wow.
Listen, I'm just trying to give somebody's son some Gok 3000 this summer. That's all I'm trying to do.
Just trying to bestow that cranium on somebody.
So it's like pretty much
put a blessing in
crushed up
somebody's
aspirin.
life, huh?
Kinda.
It's crushed up aspirin, pretty much. Like,
And yes to your question. Yes, that's all I'm trying to
bless
do.
somebody,
But
right?
I'm trying to listen.
Trying to
but
bless somebody with that
I
knowledge.
have like so many like standards now. Like at this point, because I've learned I do like want to get remarried and I want kids. Like honestly, in Greece, yeah, on some vacation shit, I give up some pussy. Outside of that, like if I ain't fucking
You ain't
with a
looking for
purpose, I
nothing
ain't
long
fucking.
term, yeah.
No, I'm just listen.
Just
You
do
either
not
gonna meet
stand
me and want to marry me, or really have no expectations. Because like I just had a guy.
What
that
if he's
was-
like, I love you, I'll move to the United States for you?
Do I like him? Like, what do he look like?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, if
He's
you was,
what you
put it this
want
way,
him to
put it this
look
way,
like.
hey, put it this way, you deemed him worthy of throwing the pussy to him, so now he tells you at the end of it's all said and done. He's like, I love you. I'll move to America. For you.
Then move to America. I see. Like so, at my
like
age,
moving with you, you're like,
pause.
Pause.
No, not that. I'm moving next to you, next
That's
door.
cool. You can move next door. My thing is, you gotta like. I'm at listen.
Hey.
I think early 20s.
What time do you wake
You
up?
could do that broke shit, but like you can't say you're gonna move to another country and think I'm gonna be okay with it because we need a plan. Because who's taking care of you, young man?
He got what he
Young
got.
man?
He got it. What he got? What if he got it? He just like, yo,
Oh,
I
if he
bread.
got it,
If I
then
got bread,
listen,
I'm out here.
listen, baby, let's
What's
do
happening?
it.
No questions.
I'm not
That-
saying you
that
necessarily.
Gok changed my life. I'm just trying to.
It
I'm
is
trying to lock that
life-changing.
in. I'm trying to. Amazing. Right?
It is definitely amazing. But it does, listen, I'm telling you, it changed lives. It does. It like makes your whole life better.
You make a bitch curious, and
I'm just letting you know.
That song with that mouth, dude. With that mouth, dude.
Well, I was, listen, I've recently been trying to have like this whole threesome menage a trois situation going. It has not worked out. The couple that
Maybe in Greece.
yeah, right.
Because the couple that keeps like expressing interest, I'm physically not attracted to him. So I'm just like, ugh.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah, because it's just like, I can't, like, when I look
There's
at your
a
face.
lot of weirdos out there who want to
Yeah.
fuck.
And when I look at your face, I'm like, oh my God.
Then like that cat behind you and shit. Like, what's up?
I took a
Exactly.
picture with
On
this
your-
cat right
yeah.
here. I had to do a little quick selfie because I felt like a presence, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Who? What?
You-
Where?" And
You're
then I'm
eerily
like,
close to some vagina and on your shoulder.
"It's right on my shoulder." I was at the fair earlier, and I totally had a sea lion like right here giving me a kiss and stuff. It was so sweet.
Fair, the
A
fair.
toy? Sea lion?
A real one with the whiskers and everything.
They got sea lions at the fair?
It was kind of out of pocket. They had camels too. It was kind of
At
sad.
the
lion,
fair?
hey, the sea lion looking hella dry, like he parched and shit.
Wait,
like,
wait,
a sea
look,
lion?
Abby. I just felt bad. There's difference between, I could tell you now, right now. Like, earlier this morning, I couldn't tell you the
Sea
difference
lion,
between a
hella
sea
ashy.
lion and a seal, but today I could.
yeah.
Wait, but
Changed your
do
life,
they got
huh?
water there?
They got
No.
enough water for these motherfucking
They got that
sea
motherfucker.
lions.
Hey, they got that motherfucker in an igloo cooler.
Now I
and
gotta
shit.
go
See,
to the
they
fair.
got
They
a
got
little
them in an ice
waterfall
chest.
coming out of this truck. It's real goddamn engineering, like engineering or engineering. I don't know. It's
We know what you meant.
yes,
Yeah,
that
some
one.
shit like that. You know, what I'm
The
saying?
engineering on that shit was wild.
Now I
You see
really wanna
water coming
go.
out of a motherfucking truck. Like,
I could dig it.
yeah,
I'm going to go to the fair now.
good.
should
I'm
go.
glad.
I wasn't.
Get your life changed. I don't know how we went from the Gok to that. But it's all right, though. I just feel
Oh my
like we-
God, giving Gok 3000 at the fair would probably be dope as shit.
Yeah, well, I'll let you know.
Hey, go take the Ferris wheel and handle
try
your
it.
business.
I'm
Handle
gonna
your
try it.
business.
Now I want to go to the fair though.
The fair's dope though. I used to love going to the fair, and then after a
You
while,
used to get in
it-
fights?
well, at first it wasn't like that. Before, back in the day, all the girls that liked my brother would fucking want to be nice to my brother, so they would take me to the fair.
Nobody
with them and
liked him,
shit.
seriously.
Yeah, they did. So they would take me to the fair and shit, like, or try to do nice stuff to me, right? So, it was cool. But then once we get a certain age, then it's like fighting all the time, and it's like the police is waiting for the fight. So it's like, yo, if we go, we just asking to get arrested, basically, at this point. So-
Yeah,
I
that's
think
what
that
people
it's
used to
calm-
wait for.
It's calmed it down though, you guys. I was there last night and it wasn't hyphy or anything. Maybe Friday, Saturday, gonna be more hyphy, you know. But I don't really see it like how it was back in like the 90s, like late 90s. I feel like it's when it was kind of like.
No, I'm sure it's different. I mean,
Yeah,
it's because you figured it out now. Even I mean, like it's like you go to these shits. It's like why are we gonna go to this thing and fucking get arrested? You know
Yes
what I mean?
and no. Because
I mean, there's always
solely
somebody.
based off of location, I would still be like, y'all too close to the hood. Y'all too close to.
That's what a lot of the employees were talking about because I talk too much to people, right? And we're talking and shit, and they're just like, "So you live out here?" And like,
Oh yeah, they did a hiring fair on May 4th. If you wanted to come get a job, all you had to do was come.
oh
during
no, the
open
people
house.
who I was talking to were not from around this area.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And they were like, "So you live out here? It's pretty bad, huh?" Like, and
Yeah.
like,
And you're the whole time you're like, it's not that bad.
I'm like, "No, it's okay." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up." No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, I'm
I said a
not.
cent. I said $1, bitch. gave the
But
homeless man a
I
sandwich.
feel
He
like
threw it
the
back
fair
at you.
used to be like.
Used to be
Now
good.
let me rephrase. I feel like, and it could be because I was a kid. I felt like it was
That's
like
exactly why it is,
affordable.
but go ahead.
Right, because I used to be like, oh, it's not expensive at all. Now when I go and I'm taking 4 kids, I'm like, y'all got me fucked up.
They ain't really too much that you could go do that ain't fucking expensive.
No,
to be
that's
honest with you.
true.
That's the wild part about this whole everything that we do. I think that's one of the reasons why. Also, don't get me wrong, the fact that we've seen countless of those fucking horror videos where the damn fucking the rides start collapsing and falling and people flying out. So that's kind of another reason why I don't fuck with the fair. I used to love it though. It used to be great memories, you know what I mean? A little couple fist fights here and there, shit like that when life was good.
See, I didn't get in fights. I'm too much of a good girl for that.
I feel sorry for you, Dan.
Don't feel sorry for me. I was more
It's
like
not
the
all that's cracked up
mediator.
to be like
Getting
fights
in
aren't all
fights?
that funny. I've been in a couple, not very many, but I've been in a couple.
I've been in a few, but I'm not.
You know,
honestly,
how
I'm not a
Mama had to
fighter.
sock people up before.
No,
I'm a
Oh, hey,
lover.
Oregon E.
I was a lover in Oregon. Okay, I had to throw down on these streets of Antioch is where it's fucking
Antioch's
went
where you
down,
got
okay?
your where you got your stripes at, huh?
Try to tell these bitches, but I mean, you know, then you had to tell them sometimes.
That's because you came out here from somewhere. So a lot of times, I feel like, to be truthful, I feel like part of the reason why, well, one, I'm not super confrontational. Like, for the most part, everybody loves me. And the ones that do are just like known haters. It'll be like,
If you
one
don't love
bitch-
me, you a hater.
No, for real.
Off top.
No. But it would
God,
be
no,
salty
I'm
as
saying-
fuck. It
I'm
would
saying
literally
it-
be like,
but I'm
okay, so
serious.
like if you were one group of girls and you were another group of girls, it'd be like everybody in the group liked me except for like one girl. And when you ask her like, why you don't like me? She can't explain why. She don't know. She
She's
just
like, I
goes,
don't know. She's better than me. I don't know how to root
Listen.
for someone else.
Light attracts light.
I don't know.
Bitch, you're
Okay.
dark. Back up.
She don't know how to do the Gog 3000, so she's saying on the end.
She's hella dry, so she's mad.
Right. They're always like, it's because you're loud. Okay. Shit, I can't control that. And we all loud right here. What the fuck? So you don't like the group?
That's just
Yeah.
insecurity.
But
That is.
I think the honest part of the reason why I didn't have to fight like a whole lot, because I noticed, especially being from Pittsburgh, like outsiders coming in, it was almost like you have to fight your way in for your respect. But being from here and most of my family is from here, it was just kind of like,
There wasn't really nobody to fight because
Right.
I knew everybody.
Everybody put in the work already, so it's good for you.
And honestly, I'm one of the younger ones, so like all the older cousins, siblings, everybody, and to be 100% honest, it really was because most girls were just the ones that didn't like me were
Haters.
literally just haters. Because even when you have like I didn't have to do some fights because other people would be like, "What the fuck you don't even like her for? Bitch, you don't even know." Like they would go off on them, and it would be like then they get into
They can't believe like you want to fight her.
like of all
They
people,
can't
but it
believe
would be
it.
because like I'm the most non-confrontational one.
Well,
so it's
that's
like,
why. It's because people that are like, dare I say, fucking cowards. They will seek out the person that they feel that they could whoop and try to make an
Not
example out
realizing-
of try to make an example out of them and get surprised sometimes. You know,
Sad part
More
is they
often than
wouldn't.
not.
They didn't realize. I'm like, listen, my grandma was 6'2" and she hit me with a 2x4 when I was like 8. Bitch, you think I can't take you? All my family members are like 6 feet and above.
I'ma do
I
like a
definitely
little
had to
ringing-
fight, but not like.
I'm gonna do a little ringing
like,
bell every time we mention childhood trauma and shit. We're gonna do a little ring. Like, ding, ding, something
It's gonna be like ding 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 ding
yeah,
ding ding
yeah,
ding.
exactly.
Oh yeah, they hit me with the 2x4. Yeah, my bad. No.
No,
Probably
that's
shouldn't have said
okay. See, the thing is,
I love you, Grandma.
Just to not to get away from it, but we are talking about earlier also about about therapy and shit like that. Shout out to Britt. But just being on the podcast and talking about this shit is a little therapeutic.
It really is.
It is.
Unfortunately, you guys get to we display our pain for all of y'all out here. There's enjoyment. So there's a little bit of truth to the jokes that we be cracking because
it has more some body behind it.
Yeah,
it definitely does.
It hits a little different when you got it there. All right, so look, we're gonna go and get off into the motherfucking break. We'll be right back. Knowing Vibe Podcast. Bang, we back. Knowing Vibe Podcast. We had to take a little break, get ourselves right because we are totally not fucking ready. Even though we're in mid-season form, we still warming up. You dig? So we have our topics, and we're gonna continue on that. Hot Mama, you brought one up, and I thought it was pretty cool because I was actually talking to a friend of mine and telling him about him, and I asked him the same question. So go ahead and let us know what we was talking about.
Okay, so I came across, or I didn't come across because I'm pretty sure you dropped it again, but I seen it. I thought it was interesting.
I'm behind the scenes, but I'm
always. I'll give people their credit, bro. I know. I bring I just bring a party sometimes. Anywho,
you just bring the party. That's
I just bring the party.
Yeah,
okay. Everybody has their place. So Martha Stewart. She's the oldest person to become the cover of a Sports Illustrated swimsuit.
I seen that,
and I thought that was pretty badass as like a woman, right, to do that, and then for her to be so old to do that, and I'm looking at this picture here. She looks fucking sexy, right? Like she better quit playing. Like
she better stop acting like that. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, by them legs, if I just had them legs, you wouldn't know how old she was.
Really?
You
no,
know?
she do have great legs.
Them legs.
So what's the question that we're asking?
So the question I wonder for you guys is, Dre, say it. So I just wondered, would you guys fuck her? Like, and I wonder to myself too, like, how old is too old is to be fucking as well? Like, are you guys gonna like? And does that matter? Like, I feel like the shape of the legs matter.
Really?
Okay, go ahead, and you're gonna have to kick this shit off because that's a lot to process.
First of all,
right now.
I just want y'all to know I love my legs. That is like one of the best body parts that I feel like I have. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, my mama got a fat ass, but she did not pass that down. I'm pissed that she fucked my father, but whatever. But I mean, if I was into pussy, yeah, I'd fuck her. And I feel like I'm gonna be 102 and I'm gonna be throwing this ass in a circle. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, so I'm gonna be like, as long as I can.
So you want that ass ate when you're 102 as well?
Man, they eat it like groceries.
They better eat it like it's their 100th birthday.
I just feel like a lot of people try to like put you in a box. Like, yeah, like they try to put you in a box and be like, oh my God, well, since you're 30, you should behave this way. Since you're 40, you should behave this way. Like, fuck all that. Because listen, at my age, which I will not disclose, I'm still a grown-ass child. That's really all I am. I still like to play with the kids. I still hit them with water balloons. I go get a Nerf gun, wake them up with the Nerf gun in the morning. Still got to go to school. But, yeah, so I say, man, Martha Stewart, do you. You just gave me hope that I could make it into the Playboy Mansion at any point. I just want to make it in the magazine, not in the mansion.
Is my question more so is like, you're your current age. How old is too old to be like? What would 70? Would you fuck a 70-year-old? Would you fuck an 80-year-old? Would you fuck a 90-year-old?
Yeah.
Like, would you right now at your current age?
She said 90.
Yes.
By the way,
DC Young Fly said that when he was born, his dad was like 70 years old.
Yeah.
Yes, like men will always and forever produce sperm, so as long as you can produce it.
And we were literally just having this conversation last week too. Not exactly, but in a version of it. Remember we were talking about how it's too old to have kids.
To be having babies, yeah.
Yeah, to be having babies. Like how old is too old?
There is
not.
Listen, y'all ain't never watched the show 70 and Pregnant?
Nah.
No.
Oh my God, there's a whole show about it.
Jesus
oh my goodness,
Christ.
we have to like get you guys into this shit. But yes, to me, there is no age to like stop having sex. First of all, having sex is very healthy for you. It like releases some of like your hormones that have you like regulated. It'll make you not cuss nobody out. Some people wonder why old people be cussing each other out. I bet you it's because they not fucking. Or like if the husband is happier than the wife, he's fucking somebody else. That's what's happening.
Or he beats his shit on a regular.
No, he gotta be fucking somebody else. Otherwise,
somebody's sucking his dick.
Yeah, because your hand just not gonna get it. Or like when the wife come home,
Hella
you know
toxic.
you ain't fucked her, but she just cooked you some good ass food.
Hella
Like,
toxic. Why I gotta be that though? Why- Somebody sucking your dick up. The
listen,
fuck?
all I'm
I
saying.
just went to the corner store. What the fuck are you talking about?
But you came back sweaty, smelling
Yeah,
like
yeah.
somebody else. Whose bubblegum lip gloss is this, sir?
Hey, come in here looking like you got your dick sucked.
Let me smell that shit. No.
Jesus Christ, that's toxic as fuck. You know that, right? Like that's.
I
like,
mean, but-
you just went to the bathroom. Who was in there sucking your dick? Like I know bitches that talk like that. Like
Oh, what? Oh, no, I'm
just
not
went
that
to the
bad.
store, huh?
I'm not that bad. But I definitely feel like if
I'm
you
not
cheating...
that, but there's a little there. But
No,
it's
there
not
is
that
a
much.
little
Hey,
there.
it's
But
just not
I
that
also
much.
am a person where I feel like, and like I realize men don't believe me when I say it. But truth be told, if you cheat on me, I'd rather you tell me, because then I need to figure out what she doing that made you want to cheat so I could do it better. So it's more like a competition in my head, and I know it's like
The
a
only
fucked
thing
up
she
way to
did
think.
is just
That is
hey,
toxic and it's
Right?
What the fuck?
It's such a fucked up way to think. But I realize
It's
that.
not
I'm
a
like,
competition, Ann.
but if he was like, man, she sucked my dick for an hour, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get an hour and a half out of you.
hey, hey.
I'm like, okay, I'll be here.
So, oh no,
I'll be here in an hour and 2 minutes.
Think about him. Oh no. Think about him. Oh no, I just did something wrong and cheated. Now you got to suck my dick even better than she sucked mine. So you know how it goes.
Damn.
It's a horrible way to think. I know.
Winner,
It's a
chicken
terrible way to
dinner.
think. It's a
No, it
terrible way
really
to live.
is. Like I realize that is like my toxic trait. Like,
Like, oh, I'm sorry, you caught me again.
Darn it.
oh no,
She did it for
multiple.
She.
And see, and then the relationship always go wrong because I just feel like I'm a strong believer in tit for tat. Like I gotta get my get back. So that's usually where it go wrong. Because I definitely feel like, ooh, I gotta make
It's okay,
you
you did it. I'm gonna do it too.
with two.
Damn.
Flag number 2 up.
I am pulling 2 off the bench.
No, listen. I've learned I've had very, very horrible ways. Like I'll let you do all this crazy shit, sleep outside the house, and only for you to come back, and when you get in my good graces and I feel like we're in a good space, then I gotta fuck somebody. Just so that you know, like,
I felt.
and shit don't feel good. What they say? The shit ain't
Just a
fun when a
little
rabbit got the gun.
toxic, that's
That's really what I be like.
And it's like he shot me with a BB gun, so I'm gonna go get this shotgun and shoot.
Yes.
Listen, I know it's a bad way to think. That's why I say just leave me in my happy bubble and don't cheat on me. It's like fixing the problem is so easy. Like I'd rather
What
you
if he
break up
told
with
you?
me.
But what if his excuse was he goes, what she does that you don't do is that it's just a completely different vagina.
Oh, okay.
Right? That's
So then
what
you
if he's
have
like,
to
it's the only reason-
understand that when I get my get back, my answer will be the same. It's a completely different dick.
Yeah.
then I think that he should be okay with it being.
Yeah, you should be
yeah.
okay
That's
with
his
it.
You
reason.
know what I
Then
mean?
yeah,
Like-
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's just
then
the
it's not
But that's
conversation.
also part of the reason why I won't date a guy with like a little dick. I will not. Because I know for a fact I'm a cheat. Like I'm not even gonna play these games. Like if you are not satisfying me, I know I'm a cheat. Because I was in a relationship like that for like 7 years. I was with a guy and I cheated on him all the time. And it wasn't that like he was a bad guy. It was because like he'd be like, "Ooh, that was great," and I'm like, "So that's it? Okay."
Damn.
And then I just roll over and
Well, I
get the
feel like
Texans.
that's not even like little dick stuff, because there's a lot of guys I feel like who will just be like, okay, I'm done, right? And then be
Right.
like, that's that,
and
you
I'm
know? Like,
spent.
and so you're just laying there like, okay, like. So it's
Yeah.
not just a little dick thing. It could be big dick energy too.
Oh no, it's
That's not
useless
big
dick.
No.
That's what we gonna call it. Useless dick. You cannot have like you need to be.
I'm gonna put you guys on a cap as far as how much dick references y'all can make per episode.
We're about at our quota.
Yeah,
just
kind of blew
saying.
past it, but we didn't implement till right now, so you know. What I'm
I
saying?
just saying. I gotta make sure. Listen, I just have to. I think part of the reason why Martha Stewart could do that is because she is sexually satisfied, and you can see it.
Not
in her
only that,
face
but she
in the
got
picture.
money though. Hold on.
But
I'm
even
coming
if
back
she
to Martha,
didn't have
though.
money, she could listen. Well, no, let
She
me
got
not say
money.
even if she didn't.
She got money.
Because she got
she ain't
money.
got a care in her fucking world.
Yes,
About nothing.
because she have money. All she can put together a list. Like he gotta have these kind of abs. His dick gotta be this long. He gotta be this tall. and she will get whatever it is she wants, and she knows she will be satisfied. And because they want to make sure they get paid, they're gonna make sure they satisfy like every piece of her body. And I feel like that's to me, when I saw the Sports Illustrated, that's what she exuded to me. Like whoever is, they knocking the dust off that pussy right now. Just
literal dust off that pussy.
We don't know that it's literal because she could have been doing this for a minute.
It might just have a couple cracks in it, but the foundation is still solid. You know what I mean? Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you like this. First of all, yes, Martha Stewart could still get it. You know what I mean, for sure. You know what I mean? Let's just keep it real. I seen the video.
Nice.
So I seen the pictures and I was just like, I was like, I know to a certain extent a lot of it's Photoshop, but even with that, she's still good. She still got it. Plus you got to remember though, you know what I mean? That somewhere near $1 billion is always sexy. You know what I mean?
And made her look so much better. It's a real big
turn on, you know. But on some real shit though, yeah. I always thought she was like, you know, she was hot for an older lady. You feel me? So you know, she doesn't look like she aged much, to be honest with you.
I wonder if they're gonna create a list of.
I think Snoop Dogg hit it too. I think Snoop Dogg clapped.
So I used to think that, but then I realized Snoop Dogg's wife is crazy. So I don't see,
as most people's wives are.
Yeah, so I don't see that going over too well.
I don't know.
How would they know?
I feel like you can't be.
I feel like I feel like Martha Stewart got sneaky good head.
Listen, his wife would know.
Hey, Martha Stewart is down as fuck, and that's one of the things
that's why I rock with her. She wouldn't take her time.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
I know she's down. She put her time in.
I don't give a fuck. That's another reason why I'm all for it. That's hot too. It's like, you know, I'm all for Martha Stewart flexing, getting her flex on. I'm happy that she's out of jail and been able to stay out as a fellow ex-con. You know, find examples like that for myself only give me more hope for the future. You dig? So yeah, with her sexy ass. You better get over here with your old ass. You know what I'm saying? You better take that osteoporosis medicine, baby, because I'm trying to bust that hip out tonight. You know? Trying to knock that hip out the socket.
Osteoporosis medicine.
Yeah, for them aging bones. You feel me?
So fucked up.
Hey, she's 81, baby. We in preventative care right now.
Is she 81?
She's like 80, I think it was.
That's what I'm saying.
That's pretty hot.
Dude. At 80, do you know? Like she maybe since she got old bones, she probably can't bend and flex the way she wants.
She can't throw it exactly in a circle,
but
maybe she could throw it in a half circle.
I bet you she could.
She probably could, and she probably knows some tricks that we don't even know. Just because, like,
her
some
shit, some ancient head techniques that fucking, that she learned back in the Great Depression days. She probably
got that Gok 5,000.
She got that. She got the original Gok. You feel me? The original.
The originator.
The all life sprang from this format right here. She was part of the first format, you know, of the Stellar Head organization, you know. So shout out to Martha Stewart, 'cause like I said, you guys ever seen that movie Grandma's Boy?
Mm-hmm. No.
Well, the dude was hitting the old lady too, and she was telling him about old techniques she was doing on old people and shit back in the 30s, and shit was pretty hilarious. Anyways, I don't know why Martha Stewart would be the gatekeeper of some stuff like that. But
is there a too old for you? Like
too old is, yeah, for me. But then it's like the older you get, that number always climbs. You do what I'm saying? So now as I get older now, you know, before I would be like 50's too old. Now I'm looking at 50, like 50 ain't that old. You know what I'm saying?
For real. Like, remember when you were a kid, you were like, 30 is old. Now you're like...
No, but I mean, that's just perspective in general, though. Like, that's how we used to think. And then when you start getting to that point, you're like, this shit ain't that. Just like when you get to age 21, you're like, this is cool, but it ain't what I expected. I done already did half this shit just on my way to 21.
I think that's what ruined being 21 was the fact that, like, it was like, oh, you
we still got to go
do
certain shit. Yeah, take fake IDs.
Yeah, I've been going to the club since I was 15.
So. I've never had a fake ID.
No.
I waited.
You square.
I did. I am.
Well, technically, it wasn't fake. It was really somebody's. It just wasn't mine.
I waited. I mean, that don't mean I wasn't drinking.
It wasn't fake. It was appropriated.
Yeah, it was like, you know, you find a cousin that looks similar to you. And then I learned, like, especially, like, my cousin taught me hecka long ago. Like, I was probably, like, 16 when I learned this. But, like, if they go in, like, if you go into a certain spot, like a liquor store, and they try to card you, and you be like, you got me so fucked up. Fuck, I look like one of these kids over here. And then because of your response... sometimes they really just won't card you. They'll just sell it to you.
Be rude and get what you want.
Yes, that's what we learned. Sounds like America to me. Yes.
What I kind of noticed though too is that as I've gotten older, my taste and like other people has gotten older as well. Like when I see young 20-something-year-olds, I'm kind of like, that is a child almost. Like I have nieces and nephews that are that age. Like I can't look at somebody in college in Goodwill and be like, that's hot. Like,
what's the youngest you would date right now?
I think 25 is the youngest I would date right now.
Okay,
maybe like 25 or 23 maybe, but for surely not a like 19-year-old. That makes me feel weird. Even though they're of age, I feel like it's just like I'm a 33-year-old woman. What am I doing laying down with a 19-year-old? I don't know.
Now I feel bad because I'm older than her, and I done recently had a 26-year-old.
No, to each their own. No, to each their own, because maybe.
But
like
I mean, 25
too.
they say is when the mental, the frontal cortex is fully developed, so you're kind of like an adult. You understand what's going on. Like,
we moved past him real quick.
But you know, like I mean, that's probably like 30, 32 is probably the youngest right now. You know what I mean? That's
for you.
Yeah. And
32.
I think he's lying.
Young.
I bet you some sweet little 23-year-old, and you didn't have your baby mom on the way. You know what I mean?
No.
You might entertain something. Why not?
Because I can't keep up with that shit. I'll keep it funky with you. These young motherfuckers, they want to go do this and that and party this. And it's like, yo, I don't want to do none of that shit. Like, I don't even want to be around this bullshit. I don't want to go to no side shows. I don't want to do none of that young shit.
Side shows ain't even the same.
Huh?
Side shows are not even the same no more.
I don't want to do none of that young shit. I already did all that shit already. So to me, like, you got to be on my shit. You know, at this point in my life, you got to be on my hype. You got to be wanting similar things. That's kind of the only thing right now. So I'm not even worried about that shit right now. But I'm just saying in general, you know.
Yeah, no. I think my youngest would probably be, I would say maybe 25. But the issue that I have is like, the younger you are, I need you to have an old soul, because I don't like stupid conversations. I don't like I don't even, to be honest, I don't even like the new dances, like the hip and like the head, and I'm like, what the fuck? This is stupid. I
sound like every old person that we ever had growing up talking to us about what we were
going
doing.
Stupid. Shit. What is that?
Yeah. It's like the dances that they do now are just like, to me, a little dumb. Like,
I mean, it's different.
They're not real dances.
I mean, come on now. We had the butterfly and the Tootsie Roll and all that shit.
Yeah, but their dances are like, you hit your hips 3 times, you hit your head 3 times. I'm like, listen, I ain't hitting my head unless I got to weave in and it's itching. I ain't doing it. So
that is not happening, huh?
No, it's weird.
So, okay.
So, yeah.
So I liked how that went from the too old to too young. That was a nice little
yeah.
extended version.
Yeah.
Talk to me. What's the next topic we got? What else we got?
So the next topic I wanted to bring up was about. So I was watching this interview. It was Jermaine Dupri, and he was talking about a bunch of different things. He was talking about Lil Bow Wow. He was talking about Lotto, and what the interesting part of the conversation to me was he was basically saying that, you know, people seemed like they were upset because they felt like he didn't give Lotto the push that they thought he would get from that show that they had about kids that were trying to like break into the industry. Mm-hmm. And he explained he did actually put her out, but the industry was not receptive to her. And the industry really wasn't receptive to Lotto until after she became of age, got a little bit of work done, had more explicit lyrics, and then all of a sudden they were like Team Lotto. And so I did a little bit of research, and I was like, oh my God, actually this is true. And so it brought me to the question of, do you feel like there is a space right now for like not young kids, not like teen, the bop, or what is it, Kids Bop? Not like that young, like Disney, but like, you know, maybe like teenager to up to 17. Like, is there a space for music that's like age appropriate for them? Or not age appropriate, but for them to actually break out as artists?
Okay. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, for me, I think
he's concentrating so hard.
He's rolling it himself this time instead of using that handy dandy machine.
So I was getting frowned upon by my colleagues.
I was shaming him for using a little machine to roll up. Like, whatever happened? Putting love into
y'all
it.
Y'all use machines for everything else. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I do. I got my handy dandy friend on the side of my bed.
How do you call it? How'd you call it?
I call called him my handy dandy friend.
My handy dandy friend. Okay, I thought you had a name.
Well, it depends on which one you're talking about to determine the name.
Okay. Same. Okay, carry on. Okay, so back to
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm over here. By the way,
I'm not one really. I feel like when it comes to the music, but I also have youngsters in my life like that, and I see them jamming out to songs that are like not necessarily, I feel like, for their age group, that it's for older age groups, and there's not, like, I don't really see anything at all. Like, I'm not looking hella hard, but I feel like it's not hella obvious from, like, when I was younger almost, and there was, like, a lot of, like, kind of like boy bands like NSYNC
right.
and like, you know, those things that were kind of like more geared towards younger people and stuff, and or even just like the artists too that were younger. I don't know. I don't know a lot of artists nowadays. You guys could probably say 5.
Excuse me.
And I wouldn't know who they were probably, unless you started singing their songs, then I might know.
Like for today's music?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
Today's music's different. So I think that, first of all, I'm surprised that predatory business like the record business didn't try to jump in there and exploit Lotto, because that's what the industry is. Okay, for better or worse, it's not a bad thing. Exploitation could be a good thing if it's you or they're allowing it. So for instance, if I have a piece of work and I'm trying to make money off of it, I'm gonna get somebody that knows how to sell it, or myself, and I'm gonna do whatever I can to put my work out there for somebody to buy. Well, that's called exploitation. You know what I'm saying? Because you're exploiting your own works for the benefit of money or whatever that you need. And that's what people do. It's a term that's used in the record industry when it comes to business and contracts and things like that. So it's not like that. Well, the thing is that, a lot of times since this industry is built on exploitation, I'm surprised that no one did jump in there and try to swoop her up at a young age, mislead her, give her a fucked up contract, take advantage of her, and try to build her to be something that she wasn't, or whatever the case might be, even shelve her. But I'm actually pleasantly surprised that they left her alone. So I don't think that there's always could be a need for this kind of music and music for like tweeners and shit like that to have. Tweeners. That's not a fuck. That's what they call them, right? Like in between, they're not exactly.
That was my first time ever hearing it before. I don't have a lot of kids that age though, so that makes sense.
I grew up with one that was in that age. You know what I mean? So because of that. Like, look at the industry at large now. There's really none of that. Before, like I was telling you, we grew up to, like, there was Little Bow Wow and Chris Brown when he first dropped was young, Mario, and we go even earlier than that. You had Immature.
Lil Mama.
You had, you had Lil Mama. You had Immature. You had fucking, from the 80s, Crisscross and 90s, Crisscross and all that shit. So there was always that, like, especially in hip-hop in general and rap music, there was always that mid-range demographic. And if you think about it, a lot of them because it was so much of a lane that a lot of them really made a lot of fucking money, like Bow Wow.
Really? They did.
But the thing is that I feel like the industry now don't give a fuck about that shit, though, because I think they realize I think they realized a few things. One thing is that it doesn't matter if the music is directed to the kids, for the kids are going to bop to it regardless because it's music. Mm-hmm. And they might not understand what exactly they're saying at first.
Definitely didn't.
And then by the time they do understand what they're saying and what it could mean, they're already fans.
Right.
So they're just basically snatching them up earlier and stuff because there's really not... there's pop young artists, but if we're talking about hip-hop and rap, so you guys got to watch these trends because these trends will tell you exactly the condition of the industry as far as how they feel about the culture, you feel me, or how they feel about the music in general, or the people that consume the music,
right?
Like, so when I think about the story that you're saying, I'm like, it's kind of cool that she got an opportunity to jump in it when she was older, and maybe more developed as far as having a team or just people around her, or just even just having hours and experience in the industry in general, so that because now she's on her way, she's getting more well known and she's out there and whatnot. I was just surprised that no one did swoop in, but maybe, like I said, it wasn't because she wasn't a bankable artist. Maybe it was because there's really no lane for that right now. Who's out there? Which
is very unfortunate. Like, because I remember, do you remember B2K? So I remember when B2K came to the Concord Mall. That Concord Mall was packed to the max. We was outside. We was trying to get to them. It was fucking crazy. So there is a lane for them, and parents will support stuff that the kids actually like. So that's why I guess when he was talking about it, because one of the things, so when Lotto actually, I guess when she started on that like hip hop or the rap game. That was the name of the show, the rap game. So a lot of her fans came from viewers that were watching TV. So then I just couldn't understand why it didn't.
That ain't always enough though, because you got to think. Let's say they got 1 million views per episode, right? Let's just say that. Out of those 1 million views, how many do you know they were checking because it was her and not another artist?
Right.
So it doesn't always necessarily translate. That's like those people that got millions of fucking followers on Instagram. They drop merch of some sort and they can't even sell like 100 pieces.
Right.
Because they're it's just not what they're built for. You dig what I'm saying? They're not. Yeah. That's not how they built what they're doing.
Well, he definitely did say that the outlets wasn't getting behind her when she did drop her first album when she was 16, and I was just like, damn.
Because that's a touchy subject right now. You know how it is. Like she's young. We don't know what kind of lyrics. Maybe she was having a lot of suggestive lyrics for her age.
Well, they had to be appropriate in order for her to. I think that was like the stipulation. So you couldn't do like cussing and all of that. Because also keep in mind when you were doing
because you were marketed as
a
child artist.
Correct.
When they were marketing.
So you were already marketed as a child artist. You can't be talking about like pussy popping and sucking dick.
But that's why I'm saying there ain't a lane for that no more. Like even though there's people that could want to do that shit, there's not a lane through major industry because major industry, that's not their focus. That's why I was saying you got to watch what they're focused on.
Who's the last like kid that came out?
That's big. There was probably between Chris Brown, Justin Bieber.
Yeah,
you know
actually.
What I mean.
But both of those are even R&B.
Maybe one of the girls too.
But yeah, if we're talking about rap, I don't even fucking remember. I think the last ones were like the Soulja Boy era and shit like that. You know what I mean?
And Soulja Boy came out through YouTube, right?
He put himself out.
Yeah. So he didn't even come out on a major label. It's interesting. It's kind of fucked up.
Well, think about it. It died over the years. Remember, and what I say is like, as far as being mainstream, I just mean like they're getting the radio play. Because at the end of the day, when you get the radio play, that's like one of the biggest platforms still for music, even though streaming is very, very, very big. But like, radio is still what you hear every day in some sort of even if it's just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So they really pump and pushed and put the product in people's, so people could hear it and actually give it a shot. So, I mean, I don't see a lane for it because, like, right off the top of my head, I can't even think of another artist that came out, that young from that era. And I'm not saying that there's not one. I just can't think of one right off the top of my head. So that lets you know.
An artist?
A young artist that came out like how we were talking about, like
name
about
a couple.
Right now, current ones?
No, heck no.
That's what I'm
saying,
about.
but even back then,
I'm saying even back then we had
ones.
Right
but
now.
What I'm saying is, even back then, I question if like our generation, it was beginning to die because people were coming out, but they weren't getting like the same attention. They were almost like one-hit wonders.
No, B2K came out. They were fire.
But he was...
who else? Chris Brown came out. He was fire, and he was he was part of the, you know what I mean, the whole situation, the whole, I think the last of, actually.
Because I was thinking more like Bianca. She's a rapper. She's that chicken noodle soup song. You remember that?
I do.
But where the fuck is she at now? What
I'm
saying, we're talking about
that's
now.
What I'm saying. Like,
and that even
they
that,
were dying off.
Believe it or not, that's like more than 12 years ago at that.
Probably is.
Even more than that. It's like over a decade.
To really think.
So think about it. And honestly, I just feel like once again, it's the content has changed. Forever 21, huh?
Forever 21. Oh my God, I did not just put 2 and 2 together about that.
Oh, you just knew that's
I really just... Forever 21. These hoes.
Yeah,
that's wild.
That's fucked up. So that means all you young artists know that you probably ain't gonna get big until after you turn 18.
But see the thing, this is what I would say though. Don't. Not only that though, but have substance in what you make. If you make music with substance, that shit'll always go a lot farther than just what's the current trend. I'm good. You know what I mean? Make sure you make music with substance and you keep grinding, because at the same time, rap, if we're talking about rap, is a young person's sport. So there can be, somebody that's 18, 19, 20 and really be up there. You dig what I'm saying? We're not saying, but it's just been a while since we've seen it, is what we're saying. And to be honest with you, when I say that there's no lane for it, it ain't because it ain't possible and there ain't people out there that want to happen. What I'm saying is that these labels are not creating that avenue for this to happen and allow it to happen. They're obviously not putting their money into that for a reason. You dig? So
I wonder who's gonna be the next person to create their lane in this realm.
I think it's gonna have to be somebody that just is undeniable. And that's the hard part. When you're a kid, you got the parent. It's got to be. You probably have to work harder. You dig what I'm saying? Even if you're, just because your parents got to help market you, push you, put the money behind you, and you really got to be that dope if you're not getting writers to write your shit for you. You dig?
I've been to a couple of Russell shows, and he puts on this one kid who's I think 16, and he's really good. And almost every show, he'll be like, "Hey, you want to come spit a couple bars or something?" And he lets the dude come up, and the dude he makes his own music and stuff, but just to get the support from another artist, artist.
See, but doing dope shit like that is how you open doors. The people that are currently doing things now that are on now. For instance, Young Money, Wayne and them. Remember they had a little twist, and this other little motherfucker, I forgot his fucking name, but they were trying to do the same thing, bring out a young artist as a solo and have him be a little young teen heartthrob, the kind that you could go to the malls and have them tear them all down and shit because they're looking, you know what I mean? The vibe, you dig what I'm saying? That made these young star artists so big back in our era and back in the mid 2000s, I think is when it died down. 2009s and 10s is when you start seeing just more of that shit happening. But I think it's dope. I think it's definitely gonna be out there. Whoever is able to do it and pop and they do it the right way, they'll for sure they're gonna be locked in. They're gonna have money.
You're gonna have to do a rap battle now.
Me with who?
Let me think about it.
Let's go. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not an off the head rapper, but I can definitely write.
Anne's gonna come next
Look,
week.
She said she's down. What you got?
Anne's gonna come. I got everything. What you mean? You gotta.
No,
really...
I said it gotta be. I'm not one of the off the head kind of writers. If you give me the music and give me an hour, I could have something.
I'm gonna give you an hour to diss me on record and shit.
I would not diss you. I would just let you know that I'm better than you.
Hey, right? You
talk that shit.
She's gonna talk that Lil Kim shit, huh? Yeah, motherfucker.
Oh my God. So I just completely off subject. I recently was feeling myself, and I for the first time watched this movie. I didn't watch all of it because it was starting to get a little bit too much for me. I was like, oh. But there was it was called The Players Club. And there was a girl on there, she had blonde hair, so I had bought a blonde wig. And I was like, there was a point she walked in and she was like, listen up, motherfuckers. So when you just said that, it made me think of it. And so I wore a blonde wig. And then everybody told me she got beat up at the end of the movie. So I didn't give the aura that I was trying to give.
Everybody knew you were going to get your hands put on your ass. All right, so look, I think we did good. I think, we definitely got to get back in motion. Summer's coming. We have to have a meeting after this, a boss meeting, because there's gonna be some changes. I hate to be bringing it up like this just out of nowhere, but that's what is gonna occur. You're gonna see some changes coming around. There's gonna be a new sheriff in town and all that. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, the best kept secret. How can they find you?
If you really want to find me, you can go to the_best_kept_secret and then the number 1. If you would like to get a facial, body sculpt, and anything like that, you can definitely find me on Anasa Opulent Aesthetics.
All right, there you go. Get your facials and vajacials. Get your.
Let me get your coochie ready for this summer.
Get the carpet waxed. You feel me? All right, Mama, how can they find you?
On Instagram at totally_tie-dyed_designs.
Okay, and what are they gonna do there? They're gonna stare at you at your tie-dyes like a creep?
No, you should double tap every single picture and let me know you love me.
And buy some fucking merch.
Yeah, do that too. Shit. I have a pop-up actually. I mean, yeah, it's too late. Sorry. It's doing a random one. We're super late, but it's gonna be like
Just
tomorrow,
straight
so it's gonna be
underground and
fucking.
shit.
It doesn't matter. I'll see you if I see you.
Yeah,
Well, you got to
nah,
tell them where it's at in order for you to possibly see him.
This is gonna come out afterwards, so I'm gonna be gone.
Yeah,
by
it
the
won't
time
be. This
comes
won't be
out.
out.
Oh,
So if I see you, I
Look.
see you.
Yeah. Thanks for blowing our cover, and I appreciate
I'm
that.
sorry.
By the magic of editing, I'm gonna be able to clean all this up. Don't you worry. You know what I mean?
My bad.
Nah, it's all good. So, and y'all know us, man. You can find if you want to talk shit and you really want to find answers to why things aren't going the way they're going, you could go ahead and hit at 16th World and address all your complaints in there. That still is producer Patty, and she still get down with the podcast, so she don't mind. You know, but don't step to her if it ain't about no money. You know what I mean? Period. 'Cause she's a billionaire. She don't need you. You know what I mean?
So
Remember that shit. Okay, but you could go also to _invite_podcast. You could go over there. You can see clips and all kinds of shit. Check out what we're doing. We're, ready for any kind of online conflict that you might have. We're petty. We will argue with you in the comments. And,
Big facts.
And enjoy it. So you could also go to our YouTube channel at RiBirth Media Films. It's RiBirth Media Films with a Z. Go over there, check us out. Make sure that you guys run the numbers up. Like, subscribe, share, all the good stuff that helps us out. That's if you're a player. I mean, if you're a hater, then I don't expect anything from y'all. But, we'll keep it player over here with that. Episode 132, No Invite Podcast, we out.